I am the least rebellious person you will ever meet, but tonight, I am a rebel at heart. Okay. Okay, I don't know how to start this video because we are going to be listening to Rebel Heart Super Deluxe. That is a lot of deluxe. This album is definitely one of the albums I've been the most concerned to get into because we do have some sketchy song titles such as Illuminati, Devil Pray, Joan of Arc, Body Shop, Holy Water. Quite the vibe going on. I originally was gonna hold off on this album until I finished the 80s albums, but honestly, curiosity got the better of me and I have decided to just do it right now. So after I reacted to Madonna's self-titled album, I was fully like, okay, that was a fun time, but I'm probably never going to listen to that album again. Admittedly, while I was editing the video, I started realizing how much the album was kind of growing on me. And then I found myself listening to it in the car today. I found myself listening to it and I do like it a lot more than the first time I listened. To be frank, I still hate the last two songs. And that's just something that is my truth. I will say that I really like Lucky Star. I really like Borderline. I do like Burning Up. I Know It. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with her. Holiday is still, it's not my favorite. Like I'll listen to it, but it's not my favorite. Think of Me, I like, but it's definitely probably moved down in my ranking. And I still don't really care for Physical Attraction and Everybody. So that's kind of where I stand on that, but it has grown on me a lot. I was having a fun time listening to it in my car. It was just kind of a vibe. Like I was kind of feeling the vibes, kind of feeling the energy, and it was a good time. And so today we are doing an album from 2015, which feels like 2 years ago, but was in fact almost a decade ago. So you can kind of sit with that information and sit in the discomfort of that. But I'm a bit scared of this album. It is 25 million trillion songs long. The album cover is a bit concerning because she looks like she's, you know, tied up and uncomfortable. She actually doesn't look uncomfortable. She looks pretty unfazed, but I will just say that the album cover is interesting. It being called Rebel Heart, I'm like, what is she rebelling from? I do always get the sense that Madonna is a little bit of a rebel. You know, she's always kind of gone against the grain. She's brought up topics and conversations that a lot of artists previous to her did not necessarily touch. So she was absolutely a trend-setting kind of iconic artist. I mean, that's just a fact of life. So the first track is called Living for Love. I've had Lucky Star stuck in my head for 5 hours. The aliens are here.
First you loved me and I let you in. Made me feel like I was born again. I fell into your arms. What got her what was, I didn't hear the alarms. I was blind to your game. You fired a shot in my heart. Took me to heaven, that means I'm gonna carry on. Lifted me up and watch me stumble.
Was that a scream?
Carry on, lifted me up and watch me stumble.
Where am I?
Get caught up in bitterness.
Where am I?
I found freedom in the ugly truth.
She is healing me.
The blessing, it's not you. You've broken my heart. You can't break it down. Picked up my crown, put it back on my head. But I will never forget. I'm gonna carry on. Living for love. I'm living for love. Living for love.
Church members, raise your hand.
Love's gonna lift me up. Love. Lift me up. Love's gonna lift me up. Lift me up. Don't lift me up. Don't lift me up.
Who is that? There's another voice in there. That does not sound like her. It has a more soulful sound. It kind of reminds me of Christina Aguilera's voice a little bit. Now, who's that? Okay, I was in 12 different places at once during that song. It started out and she immediately abducted me. She wasted no time taking me to the spaceship. And then all of a sudden I was at church, and then all of a sudden I was at the club, and then all of a sudden I was at the club and the church at the same time. And I was just all over the place. And I did not know what to do with any of it. It was a mess. It was a mess, but I liked it. It was a mess, but it was a cool song. I actually really enjoyed it. We've got 25 more songs to go with that same vibe. I'm sure by the 8th track I will have a better grasp on it. The next track is called Devil Pray, which sounds like Devil Pray, but is in fact Devil Pray.
Take my sins and wash them away. Teach me how to pray.
Hold on. I really loved that intro. There was the acoustic, and then there was kind of that tunnel sound, like that whoosh. I can already tell the production of this is going to be so layered, and I'm going to want to pause it every 2 seconds, and I'll try not to do that.
Take my sins and wash them away. I've been stranded here in the dark. Take these walls away. I've been swimming in the ocean till I'm almost drowned. Give me something I can believe in. And we can do drugs and we can smoke weed and we can drink whiskey. Yeah, we can get high and we can get stoned. And we can sniff glue and we can do E and we can drop acid. Run, we can hide, but we won't find the answers. But if you wanna save your soul, then we can travel all together and make the devil play.
Ooh, is this a feature from the devil? Let's not imagine that. Her little breasts. Uh-huh. Yep.
Mother Mary, can't you help me? All the angels that were around me have all flown away.
Wow.
Lucifer is near. Watch me disappear. And we can do drugs and we can smoke weed and we can sniff glue and we can do E and we can drop acid. But if you wanna save your soul, then we can travel all together.
I just
Ooh, sing hallelujah. Ooh,
amen, sister. Yes.
I said ooh, sing hallelujah.
Yeah.
Save my soul. The devil's here to fool ya until my story's told. Sing hallelujah until my story's told.
Period. I really liked it. It was very layered with different random sounds all kind of thrown together in this messy, crazy way. But the melodies were so beautiful. I think that's what grounded it, was her voice, and the melodies were super pretty. So anything going on in the background was just kind of fun additions. I already really like this so far. A lot more than I was expecting to. That lyrically sounded like a religious song. I'm not sure if she's a religious person or anything like that, but I personally am. So the fact that she was, denouncing the devil was kind of a vibe, in my opinion. Yeah, it was a very, spiritual sounding church vibe, especially with those hallelujahs at the end. Gorgeous. Okay, the next one is Ghosttown. She brought me to a ghost town.
Maybe it was all too much for a man to take. Break sooner or later, facing the darkest days. Everyone
Just like,
I'll
side.
When it all falls down, I'll be on fire. We'll be two souls in a ghost town. When the world gets cold, when it all falls down, we'll be two souls in a ghost town.
All right, this is my favorite Madonna album.
Tell me how we got this far. Everything's gone to hell. We gotta stay strong.
This might be my favorite Madonna album. We're 3 tracks in, but it might be my favorite Madonna album. I have not decided yet, but oh my gosh, I'm just in love with this. This one started so intimate and so beautiful. I loved that production that was just kind of like a whooshing sound, and her vocals over top were gorgeous. There was a little bit of auto-tune on the end of every sentence, but I was really grateful that it wasn't on the full line because I was still able to kind of make out her voice. And then obviously that chorus, I honestly didn't expect it to build as much as it did, but we got that explosion. We got that heaviness. It's kind of an us against the world song, like when it all falls, when the lights go out, when there's no one else around, we'll be two souls in a ghost town. Super intimate at the beginning of the song. I just love how it started. There's like a heaviness to that, but at the same time, it kind of sounds like just air. The transitions.
I know we're alright, 'cause we'll never be alone in this mad, mad world. We're gonna shine like gold.
The transitions are so abrupt, but so good every time. Wow.
When there's no one else around, we'll be two souls in a ghost town. When it all falls down, it's go out. When there's no one.
She's not doing the fade outs anymore. She's fully locked and loaded with those abrupt endings. I will say the beginning part of that song was my favorite part. I really love how intimate that was. When it started to build, I was a bit upset, which I know is counter to everything that I stand for on my channel. I do usually love a song that builds, but with that one, I just really, really wanted it to stay super intimate so I could hear how pure and beautiful her voice was. I can't be mad at the chorus because it was really catchy, but I was a bit mad at the fact that I couldn't hear her vocals as nicely. I don't know. I just really wanted it to like stay super, super chill the entire thing. I think that would have been so powerful. But the next one is called Unapologetic Bitch. It's that song that I mentioned in the other video. At this point, I know she is very true to who she is. She doesn't care what anyone thinks of her artistry. She just kind of does whatever. So I'm guessing this song is going to be autobiographical. What even genre would you consider this album?
Woke up this morning feeling good that you were gone. Hit it, quit it, then you let it go. See you trying to call me, but I blocked you on my phone. Now you're saying that you're sorry, I don't wanna know. It might sound like I'm an unapologetic bitch, but sometimes you know I gotta call it like it.
Oh, okay.
You know you never really know how much you love me till you lost me. I know you like it if I sat at home and cried. When we did it, I'll admit it, wasn't satisfied. When the gun was loaded, you were never on my side.
Oh.
Love it, hate it, I don't care no more. You know I gotta call it like it.
I like the chorus a lot.
Well, fuck you, right? Sound like I'm
That is one sound effect I straight up hate. It's giving me that air horn sound effect that is often used for comedic effect, and I associate it with that, and for that reason, it's not working for me in this song.
yeah. Whoa. It might sound like I'm
No. So this is a breakup song. I thought it was gonna be, I'm an unapologetic bitch, I do whatever I want, and you can't touch me. But it's almost the opposite. she's saying, I might sound like an unapologetic bitch, but I'm not. I'm just calling it like it is. Wait, why am I suddenly agreeing with that sound effect? Very torn about that one. It was fun. It had some really fun lyrics in it. But the next one is Illuminati. Why? Why does she have a song called Illuminati?
It's not Jay-Z and Beyonce. It's not Nicki or Lil Wayne. It's Black Magic or Gaga, Gucci or Prada. All-seeing eye is watching tonight.
The all-seeing eye is watching tonight. What? What is going on?
It's like everybody in this body shining like Illuminati.
I think I need to look up the definition of Illuminati. Okay, so the Illuminati is defined as people claiming to possess special enlightenment or knowledge of something. Okay, so it's kind of saying everybody at this party is really shining, really glowing like the Illuminati. They have something about them. They have an aura.
The founding fathers wrote it down on the wall.
Founding fathers.
And now the media's misleading us all. Turn right.
True.
Live forever, love never dies. It starts tonight.
Okay, so I take this to be like the political state of the world is not great. Everything's kind of going to shit. But you're at this party, you're in this magical environment with all these people. There's this confidence and this energy radiating off everyone. And it's just an amazing vibe. And it kind of brings you out of the real world and gives you an escape.
Everybody in this party shining like Illuminati.
Why is it catchy?
It's time to feel it in your body and soul. Come on, let's go. It's like...
This song sounds like it was made for a party environment or a club or somewhere where, you know, the DJ can drop the beat and everyone can kind of lose their minds. So I feel like I'm not in the right environment for this.
It's like everybody in this body shining like Illuminati.
I kind of love that effect. So I looked up who produced this album. It was Madonna, Vincent Ponter, Salem L. Okay, a bunch of names that I don't know how to pronounce. But one name that I do recognize, Ariel Recht, I don't know how to pronounce it. But he did work with Haim. I am a little bit of a Haim fan, so I recognize his name because he's worked with Danielle. And then he also did Emotion by Carly Rae Jepsen. So seems like a talented guy. Okay, that one lost me a little bit. We started with really pretty vibes and that one just really threw me for a loop. I can't necessarily imagine a place that I would want to listen to that song personally. Yeah, definitely my least favorite so far. But the next one is called Bitch, I'm Madonna, which I have heard of this song. I don't know if I've heard it. But we do have It's Britney Bitch, which I think came after this? I don't know.
We hit the elevator right up to the rooftop. I just wanna have fun tonight. This shit should be on the
Really loud. Oh, not that again.
We gon' do this all night long. We get freaky if you want. Bitch, I'm Madonna.
Okay, yeah, I have heard the chorus. Kind of a fun chorus. Ooh, this album's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, we've got vocal effects galore. We've got sound effects galore. It's obviously just a lot to take in. And I feel like with songs like these, there's sound effects that I love. There's sound effects I don't like. There's vocal effects I love. There's vocal effects I don't like. It's really hard to know how I feel about an entire song. I think I like that sound effect. There's Nikki, she's coming.
We go high, we go home, we gon' do this all night long. What do you think you are?
I run shit, I'm a sprinter. Bitch, I'm Madonna, these hoes know.
We go high, we go home, we gon' do this all night long. We get freaky if you want.
I'm Madonna, these hoes know.
Okay, so the last bit was someone taking a plastic container and wiggling it around.
I'm Madonna, these hoes know.
Okay, I mean, needless to say, not really my thing. I will say that the chorus was really fun, and I liked I really loved how it went down to like, bitch, I'm Madonna. I thought that was like a really satisfying way to end the chorus. Nicki's verse was fun. You know, I'm not a huge rap listener, but I will say that she's a really talented rapper.
A million miles later, we walk through the valley of the darkest night. Scarred and we're bruised, but our hearts will guide.
A lot of themes of like walking through the darkness and then going toward the light, or like escaping the darkness.
We dance in the middle of the freezing rain. With you and I in it, survive the eye.
Another Us Against the World song.
Everything's gonna.
It's more subdued of a song, but it still kind of sounds like it was made for the club.
Hold tight, as long as you're by my side. Only love tonight. Like stars, we're burning so bright. Everything's gonna. I don't wanna breathe. Wanna be the one that's bleeding. Hold tight.
I actually like that. Okay, that one was interesting. I actually like that one. It kind of grew on me as I listened. At first, it just wasn't really standing out to me. It felt like one of the weaker songs. But once I got going into it, it was kind of a vibe. It was really pretty. It was really catchy at the same time. So I enjoyed it. There is a lot of love themes on this album so far, which I was not expecting, to be honest, with a title called Rebel Heart. Some of the song titles, I did not know it would be so love-focused, but it's a really nice vibe, like really nice lyrics, like us against the world, or like us against the darkness, fighting against the darkness, living for the light. That's what I'm getting so far. But the next one is called Joan of Arc, who I don't remember who that is, so I'm gonna look it up because I feel like that will be important for the context of the song. Joan has been revered as a martyr and viewed as an obedient daughter of the Roman Catholic Church, an early feminist, and a symbol of freedom and independence. Okay, so I don't know if Madonna is Catholic. I'm gonna look that up as well. Madonna was educated in a strict Catholic household. Okay, so I don't know if she's still religious, but it sounds like she at least uses a lot of religious imagery. I guess we will just see where this goes. If she's gonna give me another ballad, I'm gonna be very happy. I want all the ballads that she has on this album because there's something about the ballads that are so beautiful. I can breathe again.
Each time they take the photograph, I lose the part I can't get back. I wanna hide. This is the part where I detach. Never admit it, but it hurts. I don't wanna talk about it right now. Cry my eyes out. I'm not Joan of Arc, not yet, but I'm in the dark. Yeah, I can't.
I'm not Joan of Arc, not yet. Even hearts made out of steel can break down. And going into this album, I thought it was going to be a very steel-hearted album. Like her just being very unapologetic, saying a bunch of controversial things. That's what I imagined going into this. And so far, it's honestly kind of the opposite. And maybe that was the whole point of this album, was to make something that everyone went into thinking they were gonna get all these controversial statements, and instead she's just talking about like much softer things. I don't know if that was the intention, but even hearts made out of steel can break down, you know, even very quote unquote strong people can break down and come apart. It's giving, I'm only human.
And I bleed when I fall down. I'm only human. Anything that did to me, said to me, doesn't mean a thing, 'cause you're here with me now.
So this is a love album.
Oh, but I'm not going down. One little lie can ruin my day. One word of kindness, it can save me. I don't wanna talk about.
Yeah.
Just hold me while I cry my eyes out.
This one's just too much for me. I mean, it's so pretty. And she said, words are like weapons, they betray. When I am afraid, one word of kindness, it can save me. yeah, I think we all need to think more before we say stuff to other people.
But I'm in the dark, yeah. I can't be a superhero right now. Anything that did to be said to me doesn't mean a thing, 'cause you're here with me now. Being destructive isn't brave. They couldn't say it to my face.
They couldn't say it to my face. Yeah, literally.
But for the moment, I'm not there.
But this does sound like a love song. I mean, she says, "You're here with me now. Even when the world turns its back on me, I'm not going down." So I get the sense this is about someone in her life. Maybe it's romantic, maybe it's not, but they're kind of helping her get through, you know, what the world thinks of her and helping her stay grounded.
Just close my eyes and let you catch me now.
Strings.
I don't want to talk about it right now, but I'm not Joan of Arc, not yet. Oh yeah, I can be a superhero right now.
The chorus is so catchy.
You can break down, I'm not Joan of Arc, not yet. Anything that did to be said to me doesn't mean a thing, 'cause you're here with me now. Did to be said to me doesn't mean a thing. There could be a war, but I'm not Joan of Arc.
That one made me just want to curl up into a ball and legitimately, like, get off camera. And just, like, curl down. I don't know why. I just wanted to, like, curl into myself and be off camera and just, like, anyway, loved it so much. I think that was maybe my #1 favorite so far. It was super catchy. I loved how the song built, and it was so pretty, and it was a bop, and it was just all the things. It was just everything. The lyrics were super important, you know? I mean, it did humanize her, right? She's a pop star. A lot of people place her on a pedestal. She's this larger-than-life, godlike creature. But in that song, she was like, I'm just human. You know, your words do affect me. I'm not some sort of emotionless void that's performing for you. I actually am a person with a heart. Rebel Heart. This album has a lot more heart than I was expecting. The next one is called Iconic, featuring Chance the Rapper and Mike Tyson.
I'm the best the world has ever seen. The best ever.
Yeah.
If you tried and failed, get up again. Destiny will choose you in the end.
Okay, like rising up from the ashes.
I can't, 2 letters apart, 1 step away from being lost in the dark.
I can't icon 2 letters apart, 1 step away from being lost in the dark. Okay. So this is kind of about, yeah, overcoming your fears. It says, never letting the fire inside you leave. Very uplifting. She just got a rhyming dictionary and was like, oh, the only thing that rhymes with iconic is ironic.
Tell me I'm no good and I'll be great. I will rise above 'cause it's my fate.
Ooh.
I can't, 2 letters apart. Just shine your light like a beautiful star. There's a good and fire that's underneath. Iconic. Ironic.
Downward scale, I really liked.
Want to be a superstar. That's exactly what you are. That's exactly what you are.
Alright. Firefly chain wanna catch ya. Paparazzi pile up on a high road. They just turn the sun into an idol. Blowing up my head, blowing up my head. Put it on your wall. Put me in the school book, put me in your laws. Put me in the desk and stick you in a jar with a pen. You an icon.
Paparazzi piled up on the high road, blowing up my head, put it on your wall, put me in the school book, put me in your laws, put me in the desk, put me in the synagogues, like I am iconic. I like this one. This one's gonna give me an ego.
2 letters apart, 1 step
Why am I? It's just ironic. Who was that? Was that Michael Jackson? That sounded a bit like Michael Jackson, like his really high-pitched voice. I don't know. I really liked that one, actually. I was a bit scared when it was not a ballad because I just think right now I'm connecting more with the ballads on this album. But I really liked it. I thought it was really catchy, really fun. A lot of cool sound effects, but it wasn't overly done. I think the problems that I had with some of the previous bops were the amount of sound effects, the amount of crazy shit going down was simply too much for me to take in. With that song, I just felt like it was balanced more. There wasn't quite as much that was crazy, and I was able to just take it in a bit easier. The next one is called HeartBreakCity, all one word. Settles in for the most gorgeous ballad of all time.
Fucked me up a little. You said I was your queen, and now you want your freedom. Got just what you came for, a bit of fame and fortune.
Wait.
You said it was over, we could still be friends.
Who used her for her fame? Is this about one relationship or many? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I like how cutting the lyrics of this one are. You fucked me up a little, and she said it with such a passion.
'Cause I'm in the middle of a world not pretty. Your clever game got the best of me.
You really do have to pay attention because there's so many sound effects that are almost too quiet to hear and can easily be overlooked. I don't even know if I would recognize them if I wasn't wearing my AirPods where I can hear everything more easily, because there is like a sound effect. Like there's a piano and then there's some weird sound effect that's really, really quiet in the background.
Didn't have no damn reason.
Sounds kind of like breathing.
I curse the day we met. Your memories.
She's putting such an emphasis on those consonants. You cursed the day we met. You fucked me up.
Wanted it to end.
I like that one okay. It was fine. I didn't have any issues with it necessarily. It wasn't like a standout for me personally. Didn't feel uber excited about it like I did some of the other songs. Interesting lyrics. I did really like how they were kind of cutting and honest and to the point. I will say so far the lyrics on this album are super to the point. They're super direct. Very easy to understand what's going on. I wasn't sure how like poetic and how deep and indirect this album would be, but so far I think I'm grasping a lot of things, which is kind of nice. But the next one is called Body Shop. It's giving that Sam Smith song.
With all these curves, we might need to have the brakes looked at. Zip up the hood and see what's good. Here, you work at a body shop. You can keep it overnight. You can do what?
It's giving Work From Home by Fifth Harmony. I don't know if you guys remember that song. We can work from home. I heard a thump and then a knock. I hear you work at a body shop. With all these curves, we might need the brakes looked at. This is funny.
You can smooth out the fender.
This is so random.
Fender. What will you do with all this ass? The shit they give. Here you work at a body shop.
This is kind of the opposite of the whole vibe of the album so far. It's so sparse. Whereas the other songs were completely overwhelming. This is, I mean, it's kind of a nice change, you know, to kind of bring it down, have something a bit calmer.
Let me blow the casket.
I
would fly to the ends of the earth for you. Jumpstart my heart. You know what you gotta do.
The background like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Can you work at a body shop? Can you work at a body shop?
Was this a triangle? Okay. I was spending most of that song just wondering if I liked it or didn't like it. I couldn't really decide how to feel. It was definitely something. It was just kind of random, kind of different, just really tripped me up. Super sparse and just completely different from anything I've heard from her, but it was catchy. It was really catchy. So I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it. The next one is called Holy Water. Pulse.
I can give you everything that you want. Bitch, get off my pole. Bitch, get off my pole. You can't.
Definitely not what I thought a song called Holy Water was gonna say.
It's like a drug, it should be illegal. You should get down low and drink my precious alcohol. Kiss it, kiss it. Don't it taste like holy water? Make it,
Oh.
kiss it, make it. Don't it taste like holy water? I can teach you all the things you don't know. Bitch, get off my pole. Bitch, get off my
I like that for some reason.
bitch, get off my pole.
What in God's name is going on?
Don't it taste like holy water? Kiss it, make it better. Don't it taste like holy water? Bless yourself and genuflect. Don't it taste like holy water? If you like it, please confess. Don't it
Oh my God. Why did she have to pull all the production away to say that to me? Straight into my ear. She got closer to the microphone to say that line.
holy water? Don't it taste like holy water? Jesus loves my pussy best.
Jesus? Who's Jesus? I'm gonna need some holy water after this song. Cleanse me, oh Lord. I'm in a water, I'm in the club. I'm in a club underwater. You know what? The last song, I was kind of not bored, but I was kind of like, okay, you know, like we're getting into the more sleepy bops. She woke me up.
Ladies with an attitude. Don't just stand there. Let's get to it. Strike a pose. There's nothing to it.
There's something you gotta hit. It's sacred and immaculate.
Leaving now.
Kiss it better, kiss it better. Don't it taste like holy water? Kiss like holy water. Don't it taste like holy water? Jesus loves my pussy best. Don't it taste like holy water?
I'm gonna go to church and I'll be right back. No. That one was very catchy. That was a bop. It wasn't really my thing. It was a bit too much for me. I've never loved the trope of religion being and sex being a thing, like comparatively. You can make a sex song, you can make a religious song. I just don't think they should be mixed in that way. It's not something I've ever liked. Okay, we're just gonna move on. The next one is called Inside Out. Like the movie?
Pull me closer.
There's a lot of like bodily sounds in the background of the production. Like that, it almost sounded like her licking her lips or something, but in other tracks it's been her breathing.
I wanna know what you're all about. You're beautiful when you're broken down. Let me love you from the inside out. Let's discover. You're beautiful when you're broken down.
Love the
Let your
chorus.
walls crumble to the ground. Let me love it from the inside out. Yeah. Let's cross the line. So far we won't come back. I shouldn't have to ask. Cynical smile. Time to take off your mask.
Nice vocals, nice strings.
Let me love you from the inside out. I wanna love you from the inside out. I wanna know what you're all about.
That melody is so familiar.
Let me love you from the inside out. Every scar that you try to hide.
I wanna know what love is. Kind of reminds me of that song.
Let me love you from the inside out, yeah.
I felt kind of neutral toward that one. Like, I liked it okay. I don't have any major thoughts about it. My head was kind of empty during it, and I was kind of just taking a moment to reflect and collect myself after, you know, we've been through so many songs, and I just kind of needed a minute to, like, just breathe. So, yeah. Really pretty vocals, though, and liked the chorus a lot. I thought it was really catchy. Nice message, like, I want to love all of you. Oh. Taking a little break and getting some water. Not holy water, just regular water. Wash All Over Me is next. We are getting there. We still have 10 songs to go. We can do this. I'm trying to do this in one sitting. So drink your water, get your whatever, get your little snacks, and let's just keep going. I'm tired, but we rally. Dark.
In a world that's changing, I'm a stranger in a strange land, and I'm stuck here in between. So I walk this razor's edge. Will I stand or will I fall?
Maybe about fame.
Who am I to decide what should be done? The end and let it come, let it come, let it rain, rain all over me,
Rain.
over me, let it wash all over me.
That's pretty.
You can thread a needle with a teardrop from my eye. It's a cruel injustice to be witness to the things I see.
A lot of, you know, more lyrics about the world being a dark place, that whole kind of vibe. This one sounds like it's about fame, but I honestly kind of confused. Like, I was reading through the lyrics and it just wasn't necessarily making sense to me. But she's clearly sad. I mean, you could thread a needle with the teardrop from my eyes. It's a cruel injustice to be witness to the things I see. Maybe a political song? I'm not really sure. I think she's just experiencing sadness and she's kind of accepting it. Babylon.
All this sadness, who am I to decide what should be done?
It's pretty.
The end and let it come, like the tide, let it flow, let it wash all over me.
We've kind of settled into some more chill songs, obviously. Stark contrast to the first few songs on the album that were very crazy. And I don't know if it's just the contrast between the crazy songs and the chill songs, or if this really is the case, but I've felt like the last few have been a bit weaker for me sonically. Just haven't like stood out to me as much, haven't been quite as interesting. With that being said, I haven't disliked them. It's just like, it's less captivating in my opinion. Like this song, I do think it's pretty. It has a really pretty chorus, some really pretty vocals, you know, a pretty feeling. It does kind of feel like that rain is washing over you. You know, it's very flowy. I'm just not necessarily super hyped up about this song like I was with a song like Joan of Arc, Living for Love, Devil Pray.
To decide what should be done. If this is
Okay,
the end and let it come.
I like this.
Rain all over me,
I love that.
let it wash all over me. Let it wash all over me.
I loved that end section actually. I sort of wish that had been brought in sooner. That production that was really heavy and, you know, kind of contrasted with the flowiness of the song. So it was super like weighted down. I really like that. There was like a contrast to the weightiness and the lightness and airiness. Really loved that. Okay, that one was a pretty one. Like I liked it. I just wasn't like It wasn't my favorite, but I liked it. The next one is called Best Night. Girl, what?
You can call me M tonight. I'll make this the best night of your life. I'll make this the best night.
Ooh, this feels like R&B mixed with a weird sound effect.
I'll make this the best night of your life. I'll make this.
Are those bagpipes?
To feel alive. I'll make this. Surrender to the pleasure, wanting.
She keeps taking everything away for a second and then either bringing it back or, of course, leaning into the microphone and saying it right into your ear.
Waiting for you.
Waiting for you, just waiting.
I'll make this the.
I don't know how I feel about those bagpipes. Very repetitive chorus. Okay, so that was another one that I felt kind of neutral toward. I didn't dislike it by any means. I just wasn't like shouting from the rooftops how much I loved it. It was vibey. It was fine. Like, it was a fine song. We've gotten into a lot of ones that I've just felt like they're fine or they're good. They're fine. I'm just not necessarily in love with any of them. But the next one is called Veni, Vidi, Vici, which I'm not sure what that means, but it is featuring Nas.
Madonna. Life is so crazy.
I came, I saw, I conquered.
Seemed like yesterday, I was a baby on the street, I took a holiday. I was stepped on the Lower East Side, I threw my tag around. I started writing songs, I kinda got into the group, they tried to criticize.
Totally different. I kinda like it though.
I was feeling like a renegade. I had a feeling I didn't listen to what people said.
What you did?
I came, I saw, I conquered.
Ooh, I love this one.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I conquered. I expressed myself, came like a virgin down the aisle, exposed my naked ass, and I did it with a smile. I knew I walked the borderline, and when I struck a pose, all the gay boys lost their mind. I justified my love, they had me crucified. You know I had to take it there. I learned the power of goodbye. I saw a ray of light. Music saved my life.
Music saved my life.
Feelings like a renegade. I had a feeling. I came, I saw, I conquered.
Period.
I was constant as a northern star. I had a fire burning in my. I came, I saw, I conquered.
Let's go.
I must say, a lot of really catchy, hooky melodies going on in the choruses. Not surprising, knowing that she's, one of the pop queens of the world. I would expect her songs to be catchy, but I just must say, it's pretty consistently catchy on this album. Okay, this one is really bringing me back. I absolutely love this song. I think it is genius. I think it is one of the best songs on the album. So first of all, we started off with a totally different style. I don't know if she was rapping or talk singing. I'm not good with the vocabulary words about what people are doing with their voices, but totally different vibe, totally different atmosphere. Thought that was really cool, really unique, especially coming off some songs that didn't have a ton that stood out to me. And then we got into the second verse where she just started inserting her song titles into different lines. She said, I expressed myself. You guys have commented she has a song called Express Myself. Came like a virgin, walked the borderline, justified my love. I've heard of all these track titles either from knowing of them or because you guys have commented them. And I love that. I just thought it was so genius of her to like sneak her own song titles into the lines. And for the end of the chorus to say, I came, I saw, I conquered. Sort of like, these are all the songs I've made. I came, I made these songs, I conquered. I conquered the industry. I conquered all the hate. I rose above. I think this whole album is kind of a fight song about rising above the hate, the darkness of the world. That's what I'm getting from most of the songs. Also, very love focused. If you have that one person or people in your life that are gonna ground you, when the world is against you or the world feels like a dark place, you want those people there to ground you. And when I struck a pose, all the gay boys lost their mind, I would assume that's just referencing the fact that she has a lot of gay fans. This one is really standing out to me. This one is getting me.
1994, I came through the door, I started flowing, but I was scared the cops gonna kick my apartment door in. Had a baby girl by a crazy girl.
So now it sounds like Nas is coming in with his little life story background moment.
I'm just your humble servant, I'm Nas. If y'all burned, then I turn to a rap messiah. Spit rapid fire.
Ooh.
All right, back to the block I came from.
Fearless like a
Try to tell
renegade.
him.
That was wild. That got crazy.
I came, I saw, I conquered.
And then it just goes into this acoustically gorgeous, beautiful, pretty section. After Nas just hit us with that verse. You know, there's so many very abrupt changes in this song as well, but I, for some reason, love every second of it.
I never gave up, fighting in the dark.
This is my fight song.
Let's go.
I came, I saw, I conquered.
I just love that melody. Like, why are the melodies always good?
I conquered.
I conquered.
Yes, just yes, just yes.
Nas in the back.
Yeah. I will not be messing around. I will not be messing around with any haters in the comment section hating on that song. I'm totally kidding. You guys are really chill. But I will not be messing around. I take that song very seriously. I thought that was a masterpiece. I thought that was a genius song. You know, kind of another uplifting one. Like, I started from the bottom, now I'm here. Rising above the hate, rising above whatever. You can fill in the meaning. I mean, to a degree, this album is kind of vague at parts to where you can kind of assign your own meaning to certain lines. Yes. Nas's verse went crazy. Basically, everything about that song was amazing. Amazing. Okay, the next one is called S.E.X, but it is S.E.X. So I don't know if it's, moniker? Is that the word? No. I don't know the word, but like, does it stand for something or is it literally just...
Sex.
Yep.
Tell me. Sex. Sex. Tell me.
What did she say?
Oh my God, you're so hot. When you read my mind, get down and discover me. Sex. What you know about sex? Tell me what you know about sex.
Why do I feel like I'm in a sex ed course? What do you know about sex?
You got a bad attitude.
Very direct.
I like to grind it on you. You gotta give me what I want, baby. Oh my God, the antidote, please show me where it hurts. Can you be my father?
Is that a dog?
You can punish me and maybe I will punish you. Sex.
Very erotica.
Sex. What you know about sex? Oh my God.
I love, oh my God.
Oh my God.
I love that.
So, a lesson in sexology.
I told you it's like a sex ed class.
Twisted rope, handcuffs, blindfold, string of pearls, perfume, switchblade, absinthe, Novocaine, chopsticks, underwear, garter belt, raw meat, candle,
Raw meat.
leather belt, golden shower, latex thong, licorice whip, strap
Oh
it
my
on.
God, you're so hot. Pull my hair.
I just love, shut up. I just love the,
You got a bad attitude.
This is so catchy. That's all I have to say.
You gotta give me what I want, baby.
Some things I probably shouldn't be hearing, Madonna. Is the bed breaking right now? Sounds like something's breaking.
Sex.
The bread broke. The bed broke. That one was really catchy. It was really flowy. Oh, I just could not get enough of when she went down to the oh my God. That really stuck out. Like, I just wanted to listen to that over and over and over again. Yeah, I did like that one. It was very direct, obviously. The bridge kind of went hard, though. There's this, like, talk singing flow that I really loved. It was a good time. The next one is called Messiah. They keep getting wilder. Like, the titles just keep getting interesting. Piano. perhaps a ballad.
I am the promise that you cannot keep. Reap what you sow, find what you seek. I am the moon with no light of my own. You are the sun, guarding your throne. I'll light a candle here in the dark, making my way to your heart, till you wake up and you find that you love me too. You are the day, I am the night.
We're opposites, but we attract.
I need your strength, it will keep me from harm.
Sounds like another love song.
You wake up and you find that you love me too.
Gorgeous strings. Another one that I felt pretty neutral toward. I was kind of just sitting here like, okay, you know. It was a fine song. I just don't have any strong emotions toward it necessarily. A little bit of a poetic vibe with that one. Okay, the next one is Rebel Heart, the title track. This is the end of the first disc, and then we're getting into the bonus tracks, I guess. Yeah.
I live my life like a masochist, hearing my father say, told you so. I said, oh no, that's not me, and I don't think that it'll ever be. Walking alone, never satisfied.
Autobiographical, personal details, personal storylines.
That's not what I'm looking for. So I took the road less traveled by, and I barely made it out left of love. I knew it from the start, deep down in the depths of my rebel heart.
I love this. Yeah. Shut up.
I've spent some time as a narcissist, trying to be so provocative. I said, oh yeah, that was me. All the things I did just to be seen. How come I've never looked back? It's a waste of time.
It is a waste of time.
This is me, and I'm right here where I wanna be. Hell yeah, this is me.
Hell yeah.
So I took the road less traveled by, and I barely made it out alive. Through the darkness, somehow I survived, deep down in my rebel heart. So I took the road less traveled by, out alive. Through the darkness, somehow I survived, of my rebel heart.
Yup, perfect freaking song. What a good closer. Do.
My rebel heart.
She always does something at the end. Oh. Am I right? That one was definitely a standout for me. One of my favorites. Loved that acoustic production. It was boppy, but it wasn't too much to where I was like completely, being thrown off by so many sound effects. It was so tastefully done. Honestly, from the songs I've heard, I want to say that was one of the most personal songs she's ever released. I mean, she admits to living her life as a masochist, living her life as a narcissist, just doing crazy things so that she'll get people's attention and be seen, because maybe she never felt seen when she was younger. That's very real. Letting it go, she'll start again, she's not looking back because it's a waste of time. So it's sort of like an acceptance of the past and moving forward, but also like being honest about what the past is and that it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows and good life decisions. She made mistakes along the way, but she's kind of overcoming that. This is definitely a very, an overcoming album. I'll give my little review of what we've heard so far right now since we finished the main part of the album. Aside from the fact that it's an overly long album, in my opinion, and some of the songs maybe could have been cut out, I will just say that I think it's a very important album. I think she said a lot of things on this album that were very important for her to say. Were very honest, were very true, were things that were necessary for the listener to hear. When you're an artist, you have control over what the listener is thinking about for an entire album, and that's a lot of power to have. And she used her power for good in a lot of these songs. Like Rebel Heart, Joan of Arc really stands out. The first 3 songs. This was definitely just not what I expected, to be honest. I thought this was going to be a very unapologetic album, very like, I give no Fs and I'm just gonna make my music and whatever, and it definitely wasn't. It was like, she admitted she does give Fs, she does care, and she does have a heart. Like, she's not some sort of heartless, emotionless pop star, you know, she's a person at the end of the day, first and foremost. She's a human being with struggles, with mistakes she's made along the way, with maybe even the wrong motivations at times. Again, going back to Rebel Heart. Sometimes I'm a masochist, sometimes I'm a narcissist, and I just do things for attention. We all have kind of been there. And anytime, you know, an artist is very honest about where they're at, it's just so much better because it's so easy to empathize with them. It's impossible to empathize with artists who just sing about having a bunch of money and having a giant mansion. Like, most people can't relate to that and aren't going to empathize with that. But when an artist is honest about the struggles they've gone through or the mistakes they've made along the way or whatever it may be, it's just so nice. You remember that they're a human being that you can empathize with, and it just makes it, the human connection come through the album all the more. This album has so much more human connection and heart behind it than I ever expected, and that's on me for having limited expectations. That's nothing Madonna did. It's just some of these song titles were like, made me think it was almost going to be a meme of an album, especially with the title Illuminati. That was the main one that I was like, what kind of album is this going to be? But I think it had a lot of heart behind it and a lot of good messages and intentions behind it. And there were a lot of love songs and again, songs about overcoming certain obstacles that were just vague enough that you could kind of make them your own. But Rebel Heart stands out for its personal songwriting. Now we will get into the bonus tracks. Beautiful Scars is first.
Just take me with all my stupid flaws. I'll never be as perfect as you want me.
Yeah, I'm a human.
I think you're confusing me with somebody else. I won't apologize for being myself.
Okay.
With all of my beautiful scars, I love you the way that you are.
This is cute.
With all my beautiful scars.
This is giving me that disco pop energy.
With all my beautiful scars. Don't judge me, that's my belief.
I'm just pondering the fact that I also thought there would be way too many vocal effects on this album for my liking. I don't know why. I think just something about the way the first song was produced, I was worried, but I definitely don't feel like that's the case. I feel like it's been very tastefully done with her vocals, and she has like a very pure, clean sound to her voice on a lot of these songs.
Take me, I love you the way that you are. I come to you.
There's that though.
With all my beautiful scars.
I like this one. Why is this a bonus track? I'm just like, okay.
Anything is possible. Always been a rebel. Overcoming obstacles.
Period. This album kind of has a balance of confidence and like being very confident in who you are, but also balancing that with not being a perfect person. I can't give you perfect, but I can give you forever. I've always been a rebel, overcoming obstacles. It's kind of a mixture of the confidence and the humble humility.
Come to you with all my flaws.
I really like this one. I love you the way that you are. I love it. I love it. I love it. low-key, Justice for Beautiful Scars. I really liked that one. I mean, it was cute, it was wholesome, nothing too deep, but it had a nice message. But sonically, it brought back that like kind of disco poppy fun sound. We had that really fun disco vibey break in the song, which I really liked. And I just loved that one, low-key. Okay, the next one is called Borrowed Time. We've got 3 songs left. Really? Oh, she's strumming it hard.
Do we need to start a war? Realize that we are blind.
Oh.
Is it all worth fighting? It all comes down to who's wrong or right, who's black or white, straight or white, or God Almighty.
Ooh!
'Cause we're only here to love, like this now, tomorrow. So let's live each moment life. Our time is only borrowed.
What is up with these bonus tracks? So far, we're 2 for 2. Gosh darn it. I was really worried going into these just because they're bonus tracks. So I was like, okay, they're gonna suck. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible person, I know. But I was afraid that they were gonna be bad. Already really obsessed with this. It is kind of like, again, a fight song. Fighting against the injustices of the world. It all comes down to who's wrong or right, who's black or white. It doesn't matter what you're bleeding for, straight or bi, or God Almighty. Doesn't matter. Underneath it all, we're only here to love. Yeah. Yeah. I really like this one.
Do we need to build a bomb?
There's like a little effect on the last word.
If you have to stand your ground, it's a war that can't.
Political song. I think I was under the impression that she had a lot more songs like this that are very politically focused. And I think I've been surprised with how little politics are in her songs. I mean, she does have a lot of elements of rights, you know, fighting for different rights, which I guess is political, but in my opinion, that's just human decency. But I guess technically that is political and, you know, technically might be controversial to some people, even though it shouldn't be.
Bitch, I'm Barbara, Jen, a hard time is only borrowed.
Okay, I'm fading fast. I am fading fast. But yes, I loved that one. At this point, my brain doesn't have a lot of thoughts remaining in it. I'm saving them all for the end where I'll give my full album analysis and review. But let's go ahead and listen to the next track, which is called Addicted. I just knew something was coming. Oh, this is giving me like Weezer. Island in the Sun? Anyone? Oh, Lordy.
I'm under your spell. You brought me to hell.
Not the first mention of hell, nor the first mention of being love poisoned.
You're watching me crawl. You get your kicks, take your fist, put it right through the wall.
Are all the bonus tracks good?
You're so clever, you're the devil, watch you slither away. See, I don't know what it is that I'm attracted to the dark. You were gonna be the one who broke my heart. You were gonna be the one who tore it apart. Maybe for the...
This is a bonus track? I just listened to a bunch of filler tracks, in my opinion, a bunch of filler tracks in the middle of Rebel Heart just for you to sneak iconic songs onto disc 2. What is that about? This one has a rock feel. Definitely something I could have used sooner.
My knees and start to break. You were gonna be the one that got away.
Yes! Yes!
Your truth is a lie.
I'm addicted to you. You're bad for me, but I can't stay away.
I'm addicted to pain.
She's a masochist, ladies and gentlemen.
See, I don't know what
opportunity to make the second line of the chorus, instead of you were gonna be the one who broke my heart, you were gonna be the one who tore it apart. I think she could have made it, you were gonna be the one who broke my heart, you were gonna break my rebel heart. Was that a missed opportunity? I'm rewriting the song. Can you imagine how hard that would go? You were gonna be the one who broke my heart. You were gonna break my rebel heart. It's empty. I'm just saying, I'm no songwriter, but that's a missed opportunity.
Start to break. You were gonna be the one that got away.
The best song ever.
See, I don't know what it is.
She loves the stops and starts.
You were gonna be the one who broke my heart.
You were gonna break my rebel. This song makes me want to throw something.
You were gonna be the one that got away.
That is one of the best songs on the album. That song brought a rage out of me. I wanted to throw something. I wanted to get up. I wanted to be mad. I don't know why. It just had this furiosity behind the production that I was really getting into. I think that was absolutely a necessary song for this album. That rock feel. I loved it. Okay, Graffiti Heart. Last track I will be listening to. The rest are just dub stuff.
If graffiti on the wall changed anything at all, then it would be illegal.
Pretty sure graffiti on the wall is illegal.
Your imperfections, this world needs them.
Feel good.
Love is pain and pain is art. Show me your graffiti heart. Painting from the ceiling back in the beginning. Don't ever try to take my freedom.
I just realized something because I did pull up the Wikipedia page. I'll be reading through it after the album to gain some context before giving my opinions. But it does say, thematically, this album represents the singer's romantic and rebellious sides. And I do think that's true, with a title like Rebel Heart especially. Heart being the romantic side of her, Rebel being obviously the rebellious side. Kind of a contradiction. I kind of like that. I was about to say I really liked that one. No, I liked it. I liked it okay. It was kind of like, okay, the lyrics aren't super duper interesting. The production's fun, but it's not crazy. So, yeah, but guys, we did it. We got through an over 20 song long album, which I will say is always a feat. Anytime I listen to a song, an album that's longer than 20 songs, I'm always proud of myself. Because no matter the artist, it can just be very daunting to go into a 20 song album. The start of the album was super messy and super chaotic, but also some of my favorite songs lived in that section. And then again, during that hump, that was when I felt like it was getting sonically less interesting. And then we got to kind of a bunch of different vibes with the last few tracks. And then, yeah, I don't know. It was kind of all over the place. It was definitely a messy album, which doesn't mean it's bad or anything. It's just, it was messy. I mean, there was a lot going on. It was just kind of a mess of sounds and a mess of things. And in my opinion, some of the messes were absolutely gorgeous and worked super well. And some of the messes were kind of an eyesore to look at or to listen to. It's an album too that's, I'm so used to being like, I love this album or I didn't love this album. This one I definitely had mixed feelings. Like some of the songs loved and maybe thought were some of her best songs. Some of the songs didn't really reach that mark for me. I do want to do a quick look at the Wikipedia page. I know that it's not always accurate, but I like to read it, and you can let me know if they missed anything. Okay, she worked with Diplo, Avicii, and Kanye West on this album. I do think she referenced Yeezus? Is that what Kanye calls himself? I don't know. But that makes sense, because there were so many electronic elements, or like breaks in the song just like a Vici and Diplo would do. Musically, it's a pop record which merges an array of genres such as house, trap, and reggae. Okay, I did get a reggae vibe a couple times while using acoustic guitars and a gospel choir. Yeah, basically a little bit of everything. Some of the songs are autobiographical while others talk about love and Madonna's career. Yeah, basically what I said. The collaborators posed problems in keeping a cohesive sound and creative direction for the album. Yes. That is a perfect way to describe it. I think it lacks direction. It lacks a clear vision. Again, with taking out some of the tracks, I think it could have been a perfect album. I don't think an album has to be entirely cohesive to be good, but I also think that it can be a bit frustrating to have an album like this that is so all over the place because it makes it harder to connect. Oh yeah, so this album did get leaked before the album came out, which if you're a person who listens to leaks, why? Why are you doing that? It really frustrates me when people do that because these artists have worked incredibly hard to bring you a body of work, a body of art, and you were just gonna go squander it. And it's always the people who claim to be such big fans of the artists, when in reality, I think if you were really their fan, you would respect the release date of their album.
I mean, it's a process. It's like, look at all these paintings that we're surrounded by. Imagine if, you know, somebody starts a painting and, you know, they intend to come back and finish it the rest of the week, and then someone comes into your studio and steals it,
right,
and then puts it out there. It's like, wait a minute, that's not what I wanted to say.
Memes were created about the album's artwork. Okay, please send me the memes on my Instagram because I love memes. So the singles were Living for Love, Ghosttown, Bitch I'm Madonna, and Hold Tight. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Living for Love and Ghosttown were singles. Bitch I'm Madonna, can imagine being a single. Multiple reviewers called it Madonna's best ever in a decade. I will be interested to see if I go back to this album in its entirety. I don't think I'm gonna go back to every single song. You know, as an entire album, didn't necessarily think it was her best body of work in its entirety. You know, like coming off of Bedtime Stories, Erotica, stuff like that I felt was really, really solid all throughout. Again, I think if this one was shorter, it would absolutely be on that level. But length aside, you know, I think it had so much potential, and I think there were really strong songs on this album and really important messages. I think it had so much more heart than I expected. It had so much more meaning and beauty than I ever could have imagined. It had that mixture of confidence and humility that, you know, I think worked really well because both are important. It's important to be a confident person, but it's also important to like realize that you're just a human and you're no better than anyone else. You're no worse than anyone else. Like you're just on the same playing field as everyone else. Especially as a celebrity, you know, I can imagine it would be important for her to ground herself so she doesn't get a big head, and yeah. But confidence is important too. Like you are special and you should know it. But yeah, I do think it's interesting because Wikipedia claims that a lot of reviewers were calling this her best effort within the last decade. And the only other albums that came out in the previous decade before Rebel Heart were MDNA and Hard Candy, which I know a lot of people have very polarizing opinions on. Some people like them, but they seem like the most hated Madonna albums. And so I do think that's interesting that, you know, in the last decade, that was her best album. So it'll be interesting. I haven't heard MDNA or Hard Candy, but I'm pretty scared for both of them, to be honest. We will just see, but I might go back to the 80s next. You just never know with me. I'm a loose cannon. Thank you so much for joining me once again. I'm a little bit tired right now. I'm sorry if that's coming through. I don't know if I said everything that I wanted to say, but I need to go to bed. I need to recover from listening to this. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey and for being here. Feel free to like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.